Hi everyone, welcome to this video where we are finishing up equations of circles and we're talking about how to find the coordinates of the center and the radius for each of these equations. So you can see that these equations don't look like our classic formula that we just learned about x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, but we need to do some rearranging to make it look that way. And once we do some rearranging to make it look that way, we'll be able to find the center and the radius really easily. So in this first problem, I have x squared minus 6x plus y squared plus 4y equals 3. And what I want us to think about is an Algebra 1 skill where we took a trinomial, a perfect square trinomial, and we factored it. And when it's in factored form, it's going to be in that form of x minus a value squared or x plus a value squared. Same thing for the y's. So what we have to do here in these problems is we have to group the x's and the y's together. And what we have to do is we have to purposely design and make perfect square trinomials. So if you don't remember how to do that, ready? Here, I'm going to tell you. X squared minus 6x. The way that would be a perfect square trinomial, a 3-term polynomial, is if I look at the negative 6, I take half of it. Half of 6 is 3, and then I square it. 3 squared is 9. So if I say x squared minus 6x, but then I add 9 to it, that is now a perfect square trinomial. And the reason why I want that is that's really easy to factor. It's just the square root of the first term, x, square root of the last term, 3, and then the sign of the middle term. And so that factored is this, x minus 3 squared. Cool, we have part of our equation. Now the next part, plus y squared plus 4y, I do the same thing. I have to complete the square. So I look at the 4, half of 4 is 2, 2 squared is 4, and so I'm going to add 4 to that, and that factored, again, square root of the first term, y, square root of the last term, 2, sign of the middle term, and that in factored form is y plus 2 squared. Now, at the end of this equation, we had equals 3, right? And notice what we did here. We added a 9 and we added a 4. And for equations, we have to keep them balanced. So if I'm adding a 9 and 4 on the left-hand side of the equation, I also need to add that on the right-hand side of my equation. 3 plus 9 plus that 4 gives me a total of 16. And look, I have this beautiful equation and I'm able to figure out the center. If I see x minus 3, that means the h value of my center is 3. And if I say cy plus 2, that means the k value of my center is negative 2. It's always the opposite sign. The radius, because the formula is r squared, if I see 16, I take the square root of 16, and that means the radius of my circle is 4. Good. Okay, let's do another one. Number 2, x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 4y equals negative 4. Now this one's just like the previous problem, but it's a little bit out of order. So what I want to do first is I want to rewrite it so that my x's are together and then my y's are together. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared, and then I'm going to bring that plus 8x up front with it, plus y squared, and then minus 4y equals negative 4. So I just had to do a little rearranging. Now I'm going to purposely design my perfect square trinomials. So x squared plus 8x, I take half of 8, which is 4, and then I square it. 4 squared is 16. So this would become x squared plus 8x plus 16. That factored is x plus 4 squared. Okay, great. Now I bring down my plus y squared minus 4y. I take a look at that. Half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. And so I'm going to add 4 onto that. That trinomial factored, again, square root of the first term y, square root of the last term 2, sign of the middle term. So that would be y minus 2 squared. Now, of course, like I said before, if I'm adding 16 and 4 on the left-hand side, you also have to add those onto the right-hand side of your equation. Negative 4 plus 16 plus 4 just leaves us with, again, positive 16. And so now my radius, if I see x plus 4, I know that that means my h value, my center, is negative 4, and y minus 2 means the k value is positive 2. Square root of 16 gets me my radius, which is, again, 4. Awesome. Last problem, same skills, okay, same exact skills basically, but just different problem. All right, so last one here, guys. X squared plus y squared minus 4x equals 2y minus 1. So out of order. So I'm going to keep the x squared up front. I'm going to bring that negative 4x after it. Want to group my x's together. Plus, now my y squared, and that 2y on the right-hand side, I'm going to send it over to the left-hand side. It will become negative 2y equals that negative 1 at the end. Okay, now I need to complete my square. X squared minus 4x. You take half of 4. Half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4, so I'm going to add 4 at the end. That trinomial factored is x minus 2 squared. Then I look at y squared minus 2y. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. I'm going to add 1. Then if I added 4 and 1 on the left-hand side, I need to add that onto the right-hand side of my equation. Oh, I forgot to factor this one. This one becomes y minus 1 squared equals negative 1 plus 4 plus 1 is just 4. And now I can pull up the center and the radius. The center would be 2, 1, and my radius, square root of 4, is 2. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.